recording now.
These are a little bit heavier, but man, they last.
Up here the day before the opener. And it is coming down hard. So, today's Monday the 21st. Maggie's been hunting these bucks for 2 days now, but today's really inclement weather. As you can see, it's foggy. But I think we got a good chance today. So she's gonna go down and sit the blind. I'm gonna go down the canyon a little bit, so should be fun. Well, it's just raining. I put my phone right next to this tree. I'm just watching this. It's rain right here, but I don't think anything needs to drink. Maybe they'll come through here by habit. One of those days. Rain, and more rain. Maggie's up the canyon 300 yards. If she gets something, she's going to do a victory yell 3 times. There's an eagle in a tree over there, but it's on the opposite side. I can just barely see the back of it. This morning, I'm coming back up in here with Maggie. She's had a lot of close encounters with these bucks up in here, so hopefully today's the day. So we picked up those bucks again, and they're just right over this edge, so hopefully we're close enough for an archery shot. Okay, well, we moved the blind into a new spot. New spot, new hope. Right? So, she's going to get it done. She sticks to it. So, there's some nice bucks in here. Yeah, there's another buck. 465. this is not for sure, but it looked to me like you hit it in front of the back leg. Now, if it was quartering away like that, it might be a good shot.
I had to get it to stop. I was like sniffing, kissing it.
Yeah. But that worked perfect.
It did, but it kept moving away like. 7:30.
Yeah, we're gonna want to give that some time. We can try to review this video.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Is your computer in your truck?
Yeah. It is.
What?
Okay, let's go down to where you shot from. Let's mark it. Exactly. I think the last place I saw was that white log. It went down this way and then it went down that way. So.
I hope you hit it good.
Yeah, okay, let's walk to where you were standing. At 55. 50.
It was 55 when he was right there, and then he started walking up.
Okay, see that gap in the trees? Right
I
there.
know where he was.
Okay. So you were right.
60 dead on.
Right there.
He was 60
Shot.
dead.
Okay, let's mark this. Did you take a screenshot of the time?
7:30.
7:30. Okay.
Please be good. Please die. Please die.
Good.
Oh my god. Dude, that is the only deer I have seen alone. They are never alone. I saw two. Like, none of the big ones are ever alone. And they usually have, like, that thing last night, that buck had 2 spikes and 2 points with him.
Yeah. Okay, here, let's like kick a divot, big divot.
There already is one from where I was
Okay,
standing.
I know,
This is
but
soft.
I know, but let's like make good and sure. So, what happened?
We sat up here since like 4 o'clock blessed, and we saw one nice 3x4 all by himself, which is really rare for this canyon. They run in groups all by himself about 150 yards down here in a ravine. Really stalkable. The wind was perfect, so we just headed down, got in there, and I got into 60 yards without him ever seeing us and took a shot. And we reviewed the footage, and I think it's a little far back, but we're gonna go zoom it up on the big screen and take a look at it before we go in. But hopefully it was good. He was quartering away more than I thought, so it might not be as bad as I think. So we'll see.
Up in here last night trying to find Maggie's deer, and basically this place got absolutely hammered by the outskirts of that hurricane. There's ice chutes all over up here, and anyway, we're going back in with the crew this morning. So
It rained till 5 o'clock this morning and started before it was dark.
yeah, it's just, and it was coming
It
down
dumped
hard.
water everywhere.
So, wish us luck. Headed back in. This is what we were hiking out in last night. It's just literally ice, and it's blowing, so everywhere that the wind could pack the ice in, it's just found. Woo. Yeah!
Dad! Johnny! Dad!
I think they know. Yeah, he just cut this side hill. My goodness. We were about to give up hope. We'd just basically been gridding from last blood. I basically looked at the trajectory he was on and then did a whole bunch of lines for possible directions he could have went. And me and Maggie were gonna come check one last one up this way. And Father and them circled around.
Not this end. So when we were hunting, when they get spooked, they'd come into this clearing. So I kept thinking, go this way, go this way. And
well, I was gonna say make sure you can see that edge, but oh well, we found her deer. That is awesome.
I'm freaking out. I had given up hope.
Well, it's so tough when it don't work.
He's cool. He's cool. I bet.
Well, last night was freezing in here, literally.
Froze. It did.
He's a big 3 on that side.
I want to cape him.
Okay. Well, the hard part about this pack out is going to be everything except for the size of the load.
Guess what the easy part about the pack out is? Maggie, help.
Yeah.
Maggie found her buck. Maggie, get over here. It's so awesome. Maggie.
Dude,
Oh, come here.
dude, I like gave up. And
Big old body.
Oh,
yeah.
girl. You did
I
it.
did it.
Oh, how many days?
Well,
12 days.
deeper. Like there wasn't all sticking out.
Oh, he is cold.
Yeah. See, he's cold.
That is a beautiful fucking deer.
Dude, look at that frame, Johnny.
Are they a trendsetter?
Get
Okay,
down
right
where
here.
he is.
Here, I gotta come this way a little bit. Let's go over here. Brian, get this. This angle.
Yeah.
I got it. See the rock?
Yeah, I want those rocks up there. Brian and Maggie came in here. Maggie's been doing it for 12 days. We finally got one of the bigger bucks down in this area. Heck yeah. Up. We got the meat split between Johnny and Jared and Brian and I.
Good?
Good.
It kind of seems like it's
A little
swayed.
floppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to tighten it, really tighten it.
Well, those are all tight. So.
It's good. You don't feel too bad.
Okay, it just doesn't look perfect.
Is it not?
No, it's on an angle, but it's fine. Let's go.
Twist it.
This right here needs time.
Twist it. Yeah, that does feel better.
There we go.
There.
There we go.
Oh, was it one of the sides up here?
Yeah. Oh. Is that square now?
Yeah, it's not floppy. Tricking poles.
Right there.
Everything else?
We got everything. It was right there.
If you didn't know, you'd never know unpacking it for leg.
Nope.
Yeah, except for then it kept raining.
The proper way to do this is for you to go put it on a rock so it gets us all like we were doing shit hunting.
Because it's like I'm right behind her.
Oh, this is, yeah, that's pretty sound and everything.
The final ascent. As soon as she gets to here, it is downhill.
Over 1,000 feet in elevation gain.
Come on, Maggie, help her sit that buck up on the tailgate. We made it to the truck.
Yeah, that was a long, steep, and a little bit fun.
A little bit invigorating, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
A lot of work.
Buck on the tailgate.
Yep.
Buck in the truck.
Maggie's hunt.
So careful,
Buck
you
in
don't
the
have
truck.
to fall. Maggie's first Ryan, let's
mule
pop
deer.
this with a bow. Yeah, I know. All right, well, it's definitely the age class we're going for.
Yep. We are happy to be here, and we made it to the truck, and that's going to be it.